Breast cancer vlog day 78. It is almost 5 weeks since I've had my double mastectomy for breast cancer. And I finally made a turn for the better. You know, the first 4 weeks, brutal. Just when you have 20 inches of incision and the incisions are very sensitive, and then they start to heal and the nerves start to grow back. Let me tell you, I haven't dealt with that level of pain in many years, and it is difficult. I averaged between a 4 and a 6 on pain easily the first 4 weeks. But now I think I'm down to between a 2 and a 4. I think things are definitely getting better. I'm not wearing my compression binder. You know, the wounds are weird because they like to be compressed, usually in the morning, and then by the end of the afternoon, they don't want anything touching them. But right now, for the last 90 minutes, I haven't worn it, and so far I'm doing okay. I did have a really rough day yesterday because I lifted a bag of ice, which I should not have done, and I think that pulled all of my stitches. So yesterday I was back on using a little bit of pain meds, but today's definitely better. And also tonight is the first night in 5 weeks that I will sleep alone in my home, because my sister and my brother-in-law basically stopped their lives to help me, and they moved in. And they have been here every night since the night before surgery. And I don't think that I would be doing as well as I'm doing today without them. And for anybody out there that's considering double mastectomy or mastectomy, you're going to need help. Do not try to do this alone. Do not try to do this alone, especially the first 2 weeks. And for me, really the first 4 weeks. I think I'm about 50 to 60% of normal now. A week ago is at 30%. Now I'm like 50 to 60%. So I think things are looking much better. That said, to give you an example of why you need help, the first morning after surgery, we had to drain the blood out of the drains. I had drains coming out of both sides of my chest. And, you know, it's just like, up early, let's do it, sit down at the table. You know, and you unscrewed them, dumped them out, measured them, put them back together, stood up, fainted. Stood up again, fainted again. And my brother-in-law, Brian, picked me up. I was shocked. I haven't fainted in decades. But, you know, your body has taken a beating, and then you have to physically look at your blood draining, and that was very difficult. And then the second most difficult thing was taking the bandages off and looking at the wounds. And that's, again, couldn't have done it by myself. So the second night, my sister, we took off the compression brace, and my sister gently pulled all the gauze off while my brother-in-law literally had his arms under my shoulders holding me up. Because when you see your body so massively changed and you see these big painful wounds, it's a blow. It's a shocking blow that brings you to your knees. Now I look at my body and I look at those wounds and I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable with it now. But the first sight, don't be surprised if you feel weak in the knees. And then, you know, 4 weeks go by, things are good. And then a week and a half ago, I wake up shaking like a leaf. I mean, like, what the hell's going on with Jill? My wound was screaming in pain, woke me up in the middle of the night, woke up again, shaking. And I got they took me to the emergency room and stayed with me. My brother-in-law drove me, my sister met us there, and it turned out, it was so funny because the doctor at the emergency room, I mean, I explained, hey, I've had a double mastectomy, yada, yada, yada. They look at the incision, they go, oh, that looks pretty good. Then I showed them this part and they went, oh, yeah, that doesn't look good. You have an infection. So I did 10 days of antibiotics, which I stopped a couple of days ago. And so again, having support and having people nearby is so incredibly important when you're recovering. And so I'm so incredibly grateful to my sister and my brother-in-law, who are just, you know, this is the first major health problem I've had without my mom. You know, my mom, even when she was elderly, was like always there. And not having her was hard. But you know what? I felt her through my sister, and I told my sister that this morning. I really did. Oh. So anyway, knock on wood, things are doing better. Hopefully I will be back and doing our live IC support group meetings soon. We'll see, maybe even tomorrow. We'll see how I am in the morning. So that's my story. I will see you guys on the other side. And thanks so much for watching. And again, if you have any women in your family, please do not hesitate to go get your mammogram. The earlier you catch it, the easier it is to treat and the less life-threatening it will be. In my case, we caught it very, very early. My lymph nodes were clear. My surgical margins were clear. I will not need chemotherapy at this point in time. And so I just want to remind every woman out there, don't hesitate. Just go get it done. All right? Okay, you guys. I'll see you on the other side.